Wow, hello, welcome my friends, welcome back. If you are new to the channel, welcome and hello. I hope you decide to stick around. Hello and welcome to all of my returning friends. It's good to see everybody in the chat and in the live session. This is a little bit earlier and short notice for a live session. I'm on about a minute early, so I'm gonna allow for my friends in chat crew to join and let the algorithm do its magic. I sent posts out to Instagram, sent posts out to my Facebook. I think I did, anyways. Also sent a general message out to the YouTube community as well as a post. I guess maybe yes, I did. Just checking my live status. Things seem to be okay. Anybody's in the chat, let me know. I did address the all chat comments are clear to go through. Everything should be good. I see True Voice of Reason was here a little bit earlier. Said, I shall attempt to be non-comatose. Long week. I get it. And I'm equally as tired this week and pretty chilled and relaxed for tonight. I don't feel like I have the energy, nor should I be off the wall as I've been in my last few live videos. Getting dragged into comments and certain discussion points, then I end up getting roped into certain conversation pieces, and I don't really feel like doing that. Jordan B with an EN at the end is asking, so where are your towers? My towers are safe and sound in the other room. We'll go out there as proof. I don't mind. It's pretty ridiculous out here having towers like that on a small computer. I mean, it's wide angle now, but yeah, these towers are in this other room, which is supposed to be the theater room, but I only got through half of this build process. There's a lot more space out here now. But yeah, typically the bookshelves will go out here and the towers will be in the room because the towers are more suited for my hi-fi purposes. But the theater space will get some love eventually, just, one thing at a time. And right now, as I've said in some of my other videos, if you guys know, I feel like music deserves better. So my 2-channel audio system in my room has taken priority and build and gear and all that stuff. So the theater kind of suffered a little bit. Actually, the theater space, as much as I use it for gaming and all that, actually sold my AVR. So there's no surround sound out there at all. Jordan B is asking, for the money, how do the small speakers and subs compare? How do they compare to the towers? That's the big question. And you know what my honest answer is right now? I'm not going to tell you, because that's that's coming up in an actual video as a review, and the purpose of having them here was to make a video about it in detail. My live commentary is not necessarily to give away all my secrets. You know how this stuff works. I'd love to answer that question. All I'm going to say right now is subwoofers are a must. I don't care if you have bookshelves or towers, get some subwoofers. So Jordan B is asking, saying, I am sure the small setup is much cheaper price-wise. Actually, no, not really. Not much cheaper, no. The bookshelf speakers, as far as I saw on the webpage, USD, they're $5.99 each. That's roughly $1,200 for the pair of speakers. Each subwoofer is listed for, let's say, $800, so that's $1,600. So that's 2, 3, 3.5, 3,500, 3,700. I can't math. But you know what I mean. Those are the prices. roughly 1,200 before taxes, before shipping. And the Rendol towers are 4,600 as listed on the webpage. I know people have been arguing with me about that for weeks. As listed on the webpage as of, I think they might actually, the Rendol towers might be even more now because they went through a price hike. They went through 2 price increases since their launch. So if people are quoting the Rendol prices from previous posts, then yeah, you're outdated. Look at the web page. Did people on the internet forget that there's web pages dedicated to product information? Because it seems like a lot of the arguments that I see are coming from other secondary posts, like magazine posts or review posts or AVS forums. Like they're getting their information from other places other than the web places. Yes, USD. Yes, I'm describing the prices of these things in USD. Seems to be a standard. It's not what I pay because I'm not in the US, but when I state any of my prices in Canadian, people have arguments about that as well. Like we have to give a realistic we have to give a realistic reference for what we're talking about because currencies are different all over the world. Jordan B saying, wow, too rich for me. Well, it all depends on how long you save up. And if I may ask, what is your budget? Because there's something for everybody at every budget. I actually have a pair of bookshelves here with subs, with these subs are an amazing deal. I have lots of other stuff there. I don't know what 4,600 translates to. I think it's 65, not 8. I mean, the conversions are online. You could easily Google currency exchange values. There's no need to guess. Yeah, the towers are very nice. I still really enjoy how they perform and all that stuff. No, I actually think the prices are including shipping. Rendol includes the shipping. So whatever the prices are, it includes the shipping, like worldwide, as far as I know. Also on the webpage. I'm not one of those I'm not one of those reviewers where I'm going to sit here and give everybody information when it's on a webpage. Like it's already written out for us to go and read. Just take a look. I don't work for any of these companies. I'm not getting paid by any of them. There's no reason I need to do the work for them, especially when the work has already been done. It's already on the web pages. Questions about the brands? Just, yeah, I want to be helpful and tell you what they sound like, how they perform, how did I set them up, what kind of tweaks did I, you know what I mean? Like build quality, shit that's not on the web page. Anything that's not already listed in a review site or something that's missing, that's not already readily available, then yeah, I could talk about it. Like, did I experience anything with like the binding posts? Was anything loose or rattling? Did I find any flaws? Like any of that kind of thing. Things that marketing and salespeople are not going to just up and tell you. Things like that, the behind the scenes. That's what I prefer to answer, if I'm honest, because like I said, if there's web pages and things like that already written out for us, there's no reason to ask anybody in media to, tell you also. F Bing is here. Hello, True Voice of Reason. Currency is 1.3 to 1. Yeah, but then you have to do multiplication and math on top of that. Just 4,600 USD is the price of the towers. Just do the conversion. I'm not gonna multiply out 1.35 times that price. Shit, man. Carmen DeSantos here. Good evening, Anthesius. You got my message. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it. What's going on? Is this a boring view? Would you rather see something else? Like, can I start here so you can see like the wall? Google does it for you. No need for maths. Yeah, but I'm online, so I'm not going to do it because my phone is already in use. Can't give you the answer. It's been a long week. I'm going to try to take it easy. I have some things to say about the bookshelf versus towers, but that's coming up. Tomorrow I have to film that somehow. I have overtime tomorrow, so I have to go to bed early tonight. I've actually done like a whole week of work. I've had no medical issues, no health related issues. I was able to make it to all of my days, which sounds normal for everybody else, but in my case, because Crohn's is literally a pain in the ass, I have to be careful and do everything right. And then this week was a good week, so in that sense, I'm feeling good. And because of that, I got on to my manager's good side, and they're saying that we have lots of work coming up, so they want to get ahead of the work. And yeah, I said, I'll come in for overtime and just do some overtime work to try and get ahead of everything, get ahead of the curve and that kind of thing. So it's a good thing. The overtime will be time and a half, and that's awesome because I need to save and invest wisely into the media future and other things like new cameras, traveling to shows, that kind of thing. So we'll see. I'm happy to be doing overtime. I'm grateful to have a job that allows me to do such a thing, that pays well enough for me to afford some of this stuff. I know it's difficult for a lot of people to afford expensive stuff, but Carmen says it's a nice view. I'm pro stand mount, bigger than a bookshelf. Huh? Stand mount, like size monitors, like mini monitors, like the Rendol monitor or Perlison monitor. Yeah, I might actually do that. Oh, there we have the price for those that have followed along with the earlier conversation. My friend F Bing, no, it wasn't F Bing asked. Jordan B asked how much. The conversion comes out to 62.14 Canadian. Thank you, True Voice of Reason, for doing the maths for us. Yes, so that's why I thought it was about 62, 65, something like that. And that's Canadian versus US, so 46 US plus taxes includes the shipping as far as I'm concerned. So big, is it $46.99 or $45.99? 47 US. Just looked, okay. So it's 47 US, which means it's a little more than 62, more like 63 and change Canadian. So anyways, yeah, we have the math. Thank you guys for following up. And you know that they did just go up in price. So they might have gone up $100. I think it was 12% they went up. So I think that could be the $100. I think they just went up. Was it August something? What was it? August something they're supposed to be going up. It should also say on the webpage if the prices are going up for Rendol. But if you haven't followed along, Rendol Sound also released a little teaser video. A little teaser video that shows a little bit more about their towers. And they're going to have what looks like a curved front baffle similar to the SVS towers. Similar to if you've seen Pylon audio. Let me just move my camera back here a little bit, and I'm gonna use my Jordan, True Voice of Reason. Do you want to tell him? Please stick around. I appreciate your question. I'm glad that you're asking a lot of questions. That's really why I go live. I really do. I appreciate that a lot. I just want to show. I want to show the curvature of Pylon speakers before I move on. Okay, so these are Pylon speakers. You see how the front baffle of the speaker is curved? Let me see if I can find another. There we go. So you can kind of see it there. You see how they're curved, right? The latest video that Rendol released shows a curved profile similar to that. I don't know why. I don't know what the deal is. Maybe the video is misleading. I'm not sure. But anyways, it's they're showing that that's what it's going to look like. I did a really deep dive. If you guys want to go back a couple of days, go on what's new on HiFi Live, I showed a lot of new products, a lot of new designs, monitor audio, Borson acoustics, Rendol Sound at the end. I showed some interesting comparisons. Mpox is coming. You will have time off. Oh yeah. Don't even get into that. I don't even want to hear that shit anymore. That's so terrible. I don't want to hit politics in this stream, that's for sure. I have too much to say about all of that nonsense. I don't know where everybody's living right now, but 100% we should be aware of the nonsense that's out in the world. So Paradigm Founder's largest towers are the 120H. No, I've never heard them really in person. I've heard the 100s, and I've owned the 40Bs at one point. I didn't get along with them well from what I was listening to, where I was listening, what I was listening to them paired with. It just sounded boring to me. Not enough life, in my opinion. Not enough in my personal taste. If you like smooth, then they're good. Like, I trust Paradigm Engineering. I just don't like that particular sound from what I heard. So that's just me, and that's the few places that I have heard them. So Carmen is saying, I'm looking at Meze headphones Empyrean 2.0, $4,000 Canadian. Yeah, that's crazy. Unless I was replacing my whole audio system for headphones, I would not spend that much money on headphones. You know what I mean? Like, headphones straight out the gate can give you a very intimate, tunable, EQable, personal sort of sound. It's great for small environments, places where you can't have a whole room, places where you might disturb other people, etc., etc., etc. There's lots of reasons why you can go to very high-end, high-quality headphones, but you got to get like a DAC or an all-in-one, and then is it only a headphone amp, or are you using like extra, you know what I mean? Extra electronics in a system. Big Boy Banana Man, damn, that's a good name. Holy shit, brother, that's funny. You need to let you. What's the backstory to that name? That sounds hilarious. What are your favorite musicians? That's a really difficult question. There's a lot of musicians that I enjoy, but I couldn't even tell you their names. I just hear the music and it sounds awesome. I know a lot. There's a lot of DJ producers that I enjoy. There are metal bands that I enjoy. The Monkees? No, I don't like the Monkees. Come on. It's the Beatles or nothing, man. The Monkees were a fad. True Voice of Reason's showing his age. Favorite musicians, just off the top of my head lately, I've been really digging PFIA. Periphery's obviously a big name. Fallujah is a really cool band. Meshuggah, of course, as a metal band. Yeah, a lot. There's too many for me to list. I could list 100. Here, after this video, after the live, what I'm going to do, I will provide links to Spotify versions of my playlists for everyone. You can watch, like, come back to the video after it's posted, after it's cleared YouTube, whatever. I will post links to the Spotify versions of my playlists, which are also available on Qobuz. I don't have a subscription for Tidal, so I don't know what's being updated there, and I don't know how to share those playlists. But you can browse through those playlists on Spotify for free, apparently, and just take the names and put them in wherever you want. So is that a fair deal? Let me catch up. You seen Carmen says, you see my rig, Bryston headphone amp, Denafrip stack. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That is true. Monkeys, not monkeys. So what about the monkeys? Beware the monkeys? Like 12 monkeys? Jordan's saying it's curved because SVS is doing curved. No. They're not. Like, SVS is not a curved surface. That's not curved. That's a harsh angle. I mean, even the back of the speaker is angled. See that? That's not curved. That's a change in direction. SVS actually looks more like Rido Acoustics. Rido Acoustics has a bookshelf, and you know, a little bit like Focal. Focal's also got a two angle sharp, two angle Canta series, Diablo series, Rido something. I don't remember what series, but it's a harsh angle. It's not actually curved. It's hard to see here, but you can actually see, like, there's a line. You see this line? If there was like a smooth surface, you wouldn't actually see that line in the cabinet. So it's not curved. It's angled, yes. It's multiple, like, time aligned. That's the whole point, but it's not actually curved. The Rendol video that I saw is actually curved. Audio Acoustic Engineering, what's going on, my man? Welcome. Hello. I know you got a live probably to do later on today, but we're here. We're just hanging out. Oh, Mr. Banana Man didn't stick around. He didn't say anything after my favorite musicians. Okay. And True Voice of Reason's probably on an ADHD kick right now, just picking up on every little tiny influence. And she's like, squirrels everywhere, squirrels, crab nuts. Streaming is great. Library, you get to sample old, new, something different. Yeah, I like the access to streaming, to be honest. I do prefer CDs because they're still better quality, and it's a standardized digital stream instead of whatever the hell that everybody's using online. CDs for the longest time were mixed, mastered, and produced under regulation, right? So when streaming platforms started, they all kind of have like a little bit of difference. I mean, you could look into it, I guess. They're all using some kind of strange tech, their own servers, you know what I mean? So, oh, Banana Man's still here. I hope you'll like my answer. One of my favorite bands recently is this one, Sleep Token. If you guys don't know Sleep Token, they are pretty, well, they're not really new. I think they had, like, their first album came out a number of years ago. I did a number of video demos, song demos with their stuff. Some of the most recent stuff included the Sleep Token band. So if you want to check them out, you can definitely check them out. That's their middle album. So this is the first one. The first one's called Sundowning. The second one is called This Place Will Become Your Tomb. And the third one is called Take Me Back to Eden. They play like a trilogy. So if you start here, you play through the songs, this one, then this one, then you get to hear a progression of their story and their timeline of a story. I'm not really sure what it's about, really. There's a lot of lore about it, but if you do a simple search for Sleep Token, you'll find everything, and it's a really good band. They're metal, but they're soft metal. I wish I could play you examples. You'll have to go back and listen to my sound demos if you're curious. They are in my video library. You can just you can scroll back and check that out. Carmen says Sleep Token's very nice. Thank you. Audio Acoustic Engineering's asking. I should just say Scotty. I'm sorry, man. It's just a long name. Have you ever heard of Earth Ether? No, I have not heard of that. Jordan B saying, okay, thanks for clearing up the curved design. Yeah, I wish I could show more about the design that Rendol released. I might be able to get it from my email. Actually, they didn't show anything in the email. View in browser. Maybe they added the video since I looked at it earlier. Saga continues. No, they have the tweeter and the woofer. So the woofers look like the KEF R series design, flush with the baffle. The tweeter and mid-range have a similar look to per listen tweeter waveguide, and the mid-range domes underneath with dots and holes and perforated lenses. Carmen DeSanto is asking, are you using an external crossover? No. I am the bookshelves in the system from my preamp. The preamp feeds the power amps, which are here, monoblocks, Orchard Audio, and then the signal is full range to the bookshelves, and they are crossed over with the subwoofers. I actually have them set to about 70 hertz, but I'm using PEQ in my Weem Pro Plus software, which they just included room correction, which is pretty cool. It's not advanced, it's good enough. It's very, very basic PEQ. But I'm running a little bit of PEQ to take the room gain out of my room. I have a very big bump at about 47 hertz. So in the subwoofers, they have a low pass filter set to 70. They're minus 10 dB each. They are phase aligned, so there's no phase controlled. And they have I'm using a slope. I think I'm using like a 24 dB slope, so they just get out of the way of the bookshelves. And then I'm using PEQ on the Weem Pro Plus to pull the 47 hertz down about 6 decibels, which means down by 12 if you talk about two subwoofers. Macarona is here. What's going on? What's up, man? Sorry, I was at work. I missed you. You didn't miss anything. I'm here still. You're here still. Carmen saying the latest update from Weem last night, PEQ per channel, left to right, standard stereo. Yes, absolutely. Let me show you what that looks like. This is my version of picture in picture. You guys can see my legs there, right? You guys really want to just see the speakers. But you can see my feet moving around to let you know I'm a real person. You know how easy it is for AI to trick everybody these days? God, verify everything, will you? Please do yourself a favor. As my friends, I'm saying EQ everything. Okay, so here is the Weem software. I'm going into devices. I'm going into EQ. It's on custom. There it's loading. That's the one dip that I'm using. That's the only thing. But you can see that it gave me, hold on, scroll, you son of a, it gave me all these other values at like, I guess I can turn on auto. Here, I'll show you what auto did. You guys ready for this? Look at this. Like, holy shit. Something down here at 1K and 2K, maybe the crossover in the tower. But look here. It dropped this all the way down below 12 decibels. That's how much of a bass bump I have. So I'm just using the 47 hertz, and then I'm actually turning all these other ones off to bring these peaks down. So this is the Weem Pro Plus software, and then the only one that I have on is this one, which is the 47 hertz. So yeah, it works. Here also in the top corner, it's not focused. You guys, you know that I'm not sure that I can focus this. It's too close. You can go from stereo to left and right. So there's the option. You go to left and right, you can do them each, which I haven't done. Everything is just stereo. Because I'm running like the subs are mono and that's all I'm really EQing. My room is very treated, so I'm using the room to really get the sound that I want. And I'm tuning the subs from there. So let me go back in the comments. 10 dBs, yeah, it's minus 10 dB from nominal. Let me see, True Voice of Reason. Are you sure you're not AI? I demand count my toes. Look, it AI couldn't make a hand that good looking or that normal. So yeah, that's how you can tell if it's AI or not. Perfect hand. Macrona says my new towers came in today. By the way, at work. Audio studio. What kind of towers are they? That's pretty cool. Carmen says I just used the PEQ and the Weem boost to 4K 1 dB to lift the vocals up a bit. That's pretty good. Yep. Yep. Hey, if I had 7 fingers, I'd be a poker dealer. Let's get some FaceTime going here, shall we? I've had enough showing off with the system. It's been a long week, I got to admit, and the things that are happening are interesting. I contacted the folks at Toronto Audio Fest and started asking about like photography work. I don't know why we do this still. Do we still shoot pictures this way? It's like tap. So I started asking about work and photography, doing media, maybe doing interviews, maybe, I want to do like a whole show tour, right? Like take the camera and just walk around and talk to all of the vendors, all of the people that I know, a lot of the friends that I've met through the years, just showcase the room, capture as much video online as possible or post online. It's really tricky because if I'm doing photos, I have one device and I have to film, and then it's a lot of stuff to manage. Honestly, it's a lot of work, and I don't get paid for any of it when I go to the shows, and I'm not getting paid for it on YouTube, and I don't get anything from anywhere else. So it's a lot of work for free. So the appreciation that I see here, either in likes, comments, subscription, following up with me on Instagram, making sure that the channel grows, it increases the appeal for companies and brands to trust what I'm doing. It shows that what I'm doing is valuable to an audience. That cycle of reinforcement actually encourages the business to grow. So I do appreciate if you do show these types of support mechanisms. Carmen's asking, are you going to AudioFest? Yeah, 100% I'm going. 100%. Because the Toronto Audio Fest is only 15 minutes from me, really. So why wouldn't I go? But also the last 4 or 5 years I've gone there, and that's my main thing. I'm right down the street from where they host the show, so of course. Can you do a stream where you walk around the city? I will pay $50. I might have an idea for that. Not only just the walking around and streaming, but the idea of the money thing. Because I mean, I think I'm not really sure on the live, but I've enabled like super likes or gifts or whatever you want to call those things, like in YouTube, so you can actually donate or whatever the mechanism is to like live streams or live videos or super chats or whatever those things are, whatever those buttons are for YouTube. I don't know if they're available on the stream or not, but apparently I'm allowed to do that, so that's possible. But better than that would be to like open Patreon, which is a whole other thing, just for like a few people that are here all the time, like a regular crew. So if it's a little bit more or a little bit that you can offer, then it's a little bit more that I can have to like invest for things that I do. Like Scotty's mentioning he's going to Pacific Audio Fest soon, which is very soon. I wish I was going. There's Pacific, Capital, Florida, the show in Vegas, CD is coming up. Audio Advice Live just happened. M-Wave happened a little bit earlier than that. The show in California happened before that. Then there's Expona in April. I'm going to Montreal Audio Fest in March. So like really it's like there's a show almost every month throughout the year, which I'm totally can't afford unless I get contracted to do something specific for a magazine or a company or a brand or a combination of all of these things. I don't get to go to any of them because one, it means possible time off work, so I have to have that covered. Flights cost a lot of money, so I have to have that covered. Staying somewhere, presumably the hotel might have somewhere to stay, that's got to get covered. And then brands are going to want like their values worth. So it's really a steep ask depending on what's being offered. And I know that audio companies are not exactly the richest group of, you know what I mean, like the richest hobby out there. I mean, there's a lot of other types of companies and products that sell like crazy. They have a lot more money to offer. Audio, not so much. Not from what I've heard, not from what I've seen. They're not a very, you know, generous group. They have what works, and I guess they have their options. But for me, as a new guy, as a small channel, as a up and coming, as someone who does things differently, and I'm not in the pocket, there's nothing for me. So it's I can only go to my local shows, and then everything after that is just luck. There's nothing I can do about that right now. Nom, nom, nom. It's good, really good lemonade. I grew up in Malton, which Malton, if anybody's watching who's not in the city, Malton is an area that's just north of the airport, give or take. Yeah, it's about north of the airport, which is pretty cool. That's halfway between where I am and where Paradigm is made. So that's pretty cool. And I guess if you lived in that area, then you know sort of what happens in this kind of northern western part of the city. So yeah. Carmen's saying, got a book, have a great stream and weekend. Thank you, dude. Enjoy the weekend. Thank you for coming. Audio acoustic engineering. Scotty saying, yep, costs. Yeah, man. It's, you know what? I would love to contribute to all of it. Of course, everybody knows that. I think my friends in the business know that. But it comes down to costs. They can't be spending as much money on whatever it is that they have if they already have people doing it. And with like 20 different YouTube people already doing videos and already doing content, and they have way more numbers, I'm shit out of luck. I've got to admit it. I mean, some of my photo work is better. I've seen other people's photos. There's only 2 other people that I trust to do photos in the business right now. Brian at Woody's Sound Up, who now works with Fidelity Imports. So he's really set up. New products at home, new reveal videos all the time, short videos for the companies, trip from Munich to Italy for all those brands. So lucky son of a bitch. I envy him a little bit, but I'm also very happy for his success. He's a talented photographer. I appreciate what he does. He's a really cool dude to talk to and meet up with. I love that. I love supporting those who are doing good work. So if he's already there and he's working for them, they're out. They won't need my help. And there's a lot of other guys that go around. I mean, even my friend Jay, he's done Expona shows and done Florida before, and he sometimes does Toronto and Montreal, and he's a really talented guy, and he's got a good following, and he's got a lot of knowledge with audio, good influence, good background. I can't compete with him. He's been at it a long time. People trust his work. I can help. I can go there and help out and get more photos and videos for him maybe. But in the competition ways, if I'm doing the same kind of content they're doing, it's a really hard thing. So I've been sort of down on myself. I know that the live is a new thing. I'm doing this instead of what they do. They do edited, scripted, sometimes properly shot videos with like slow B-roll and like all this other stuff. That's not my style. I've got you guys here. I'm talking with you live. That's my thing. And it's new and it's different and not a lot of people are doing it, and I don't know that the value of it is reaching the brands yet. Maybe they don't see what it's good for. I know that some brands might not agree with it because depending on what you're showcasing, you have to say only the right things. A lot of people have to, they will double check you. You have to make sure that what you're saying is fact, because you can get into a lot of trouble that way. Also, if you're showcasing some product that's not perfect, they don't want to have non-perfect items in the public space because it ruins their image. You know what I mean? Like, they don't want to have defects on camera, showcasing the negative sides. Nobody wants the negative sides live because that's a big liability, or at least I think so. Horizon Home Theaters here. What's up, Don? It says, do you, man? Don't matter what anyone else is doing. Do what makes you happy. Yes, happiness doesn't buy me food. Happiness doesn't pay my rent. Happiness doesn't help me invest in a business. I love happiness, but happiness is broke. That's my problem. I love the idea of being happy and doing what I'm doing, but gotta pay for stuff, man. That's, you know what? If being happy was all that I needed to be well off, and I could just turn in happiness to my landlord and be like, hey, I'm happy this week. I don't have to pay you rent. Wouldn't that be something? Macarona is saying, no way, bro. Someone sent me exclusive tower from my studio. Wow, it says phonic. You're gonna have to send me an Instagram photo, whatever, or something. Just try to, because I haven't seen it. I don't know the name phonic. That's interesting. Could be any kind of brand. I have no idea, but that's pretty cool. And you work at a studio. That's awesome. I'm glad to hear that. Glad to hear people getting new hi-fi. Oh, was it Jordan that was asking me about that brand? Hold on. I think it was. I can't see it now. The comments are way gone. Someone was asking me about Founder Series, and I wanted to show something off. I have props here that I like using to show off some stuff. So give me 1 second. I'm gonna grab one of those. Back when I used to work at a brand, a lot of the stuff would be defective, and they have scrap bins for everything. If you work in manufacturing, you know that there's always a scrap bin for stuff that doesn't work right. And because I was fortunate enough to work at a place that I admired and I was looking forward to, and it's exactly aligned with what I love about music and industry, I got scraps. So this is an 8-inch woofer from a Monitor Sub 8. So this is, I don't know how many years old. You guys probably can't hear the bass from that at all. As far as I know, this doesn't work. This is shot or burnt out. The coils don't work, but it still moves. You can see the spider extending there. It's, it's hard to see when my hands are moving too, but it still works. I wish I could play something through it. All I have is, something to show off, like a couple of things that they do. They put foam underneath the tinsel leads so it doesn't vibrate. It's vented through the bottom, vented spider. Oh, look. So yeah, it's I got lucky, and I got to keep a souvenir, and because it's a brand that I grew up with. It's local. It was something that I always looked forward to. Psyphonyx, I have 3. Yeah, right. Something else something else from back in the days, of like a smaller version. It's basically the same kind of look, but this is a 6-inch, and this was developed before the other one. So this was developed for the signature S8s, and this is a 6.5-inch that has a giant motor on it. Look how big that magnet is. Same thing. It's a vented design, vented coil with the active ridge technology surround. Well, basically this shape keeps the cone moving in a straight line. Yeah, it was a definitely a very valuable learning experience, and I know that not everyone gets the chance to actually work in a place where they actually like truly love what they're doing. So that was a really good experience. It showed me the value of this hobby and things that I really appreciate, how to do it better, things like that. So Horizon Home Theater, which you guys should subscribe to. Do what you like and keep posting as much as you can. It will come. I know patience don't pay your bills, but it will eventually come. And that I agree with. I have seen a steady increase in support, in care, in people's attention, and not just attention. And I don't mean that in like, I'm after people's attention. That's not why I'm here. If I wanted people's attention, why would I be wearing this very polarizing shirt? By the way, this shirt's super awesome. I wish I could make this like my merch line. Check this thing out. Yes, I'm fat. That's actually a brand from Germany, Solids. I think the Solid Apparel. No, not Solid Apparel. What are they called? God, I can't remember what they're called now. Oh my God, that's terrible. Let me do a quick search. I'll find them in my Instagram for sure. My Instagram name, if anybody's curious, is the exact same as here. I keep it easy. You guys can find me everywhere. I mean, why not? Why would you have like 3 or 4 different names? I'm looking for the shirt. Hold on. I'm on my phone right here. This is basically the site that I saw the shirt design and picked it up. It's really, really cool stuff. They're like a tattoo artwork sort of design shop. They have a lot of different designs on here, a lot of tattoo work. I'm just specifically looking for the shirt advertisement. There's too much on here for me to even scroll through. I can give you an example of stuff, I guess. Like this one's really cool. So it's Stay Cold Apparel. So it's very like metal looking tribal tattoo work. That's what they're going for. And all of the stuff basically looks like that. Very sort of aggressive. It's a very cool style. I appreciate it. So that's where it is. So shout out to Stay Cold Apparel from Germany. I appreciate the shirt. This is really awesome. Maybe I'll tag them in this. Who knows? I'm advertising for them essentially. Something else I'm doing for free. But yeah, I mean, to go back to Don's point, Horizon Home Theater, he's saying that, yeah, maybe patience doesn't pay the bills now, but like all hard work and all success and all those things, they're all built on doing everything you can and just keep doing it and keep doing it and keep doing it and keep doing it and doing it in a smart way and doing it with some wisdom and doing it with passion and heart and do it with authenticity and do it for real, because if you're not doing it with authenticity and originality and being creative rather than just ripping other people off, it doesn't have longevity. It's not going to stay. Scotty, my man, thank you for joining. Gotta go, so thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Enjoy the live Instagram styles. Yeah, I won't be on here for very much longer, maybe 10 minutes with my friends. Well, I'm so glad that anybody watches, to be honest. I've seen up to 15 people tonight, 7 likes on the live, which is incredible. I really, really do appreciate it. Anybody who does join this, finds this, sees this later on, stick around for the final review of the SVS stuff. I know that I've been teasing it for a couple of days. We've had them in the room for weeks now. I properly broke them in. I dialed them in with the subs. I've got them wired in with some really nice cables and power conditioners. We spent some time really evaluating what they can do. So now my fair comparison or my fair evaluation will be validated, essentially. Also, here's another thing from a couple weeks ago. Someone had come on here and challenged what I was saying about hearing charts, people that are offering subjective descriptions and opinions of audio, but they don't show their hearing charts, like their hearing tests. What do their ears actually hear, right? Like, you can comment, let me know. Does that sound like it makes sense? Like, for instance, and this is what I told the audiologist when I was at the clinic today. I said, for example, if you're going to buy a car and you go to the dealership and the car sales guy is telling you all about the car, this and that, he's going through a speech, but just imagine for a second the guy that's trying to sell you a car doesn't know how to drive. Are you really going to take their word for it with no driving experience, just like reading off a book? I know audio's not the same, but the logic is the same. Because if you're listening to somebody who's online, not to say that I'm discrediting them, I'm just proposing this question. Everybody can get a sound test done. Everybody can get their hearing checked. And I encourage people to do so. I mean, it's good to know. And protect your hearing at all times. That's the point. I have protected my hearing since I was young. I've had a standardized test done, and my hearing is only, like, it's in the less than 10 decibels from flat range, which is really good. It's in the upper range of normal. I'm 44, so ta-da, age reveal. Yay, jazz hands. Can't you tell? I got gray in my beard. I'm old. I'm not trying to hide it either. But yeah, so I scored above 10 dB, basically in the, down to 10 decibel range. Anechoic room, independent in-ear tests, bone. I had a bone mic placed on my skull, and in my bone, the bone resonance measurement was actually 5 dB. So it was really good, like really good hearing. But the range for these standardized tests is only 250 hertz to 8,000 hertz. So 250 to 8,000 or 8K. So that's a very limited sort of like speech focused hearing test, which is what they do. That's what a clinic is for. They want to make sure that you can hear people talking. That's the primary purpose of hearing test, is to ensure that. Now, for an extended range test, which I'm going to do, I'm going to try to find a way to do it. I'm going to have to sign up to like a research lab at a university and then go into the laboratory there and have my full range tested from 20 to 20 and see what my curve looks like. So when I tell you what something sounds like, and I show you charts or measurements, and you can compare what I've talked about against like other things. So when I show, I think this was a chart of the SVS plus the subs. So when I show a chart like this, you can see the bump for my subs here, and then a little bit of a dip down at just below 100, and then the mid-range is a little bit strange across the middle because of my room. This I think is fake. I don't know what's going on with the high frequencies, but I don't trust this measurement all that well. When I continue to talk about my subjective opinion of audio, you know, and my audience will know, that I've had my hearing tested and I've shown my chart to be within this range so that I can hear everything on the same level. Where, do you know what anybody else hears like? What their curve looks like? Can they hear high frequency? If somebody doesn't have high frequency hearing capabilities above 10K, are they really honest when they say it sounds airy? What's the translation? I'm only saying it in a realistic, scientific data way. Yes, subjectivity is important. Yes, they can speak to their own perception. But when they say airy, are you going to hear airy, or are you going to hear sibilant and bright? Because their hearing is diminished. You want to know the translation. You want to know the reference. You need to have some sort of a reference point in order to evaluate, or at least translate, what somebody's words are to what you might hear in a store or a product, or you know what I mean? If you can't get to a shop and you're trusting someone's opinion, what is your trust in them based on, right? So that's why I'm doing the hearing test after getting my ass called out in a chat. Thank you, Livingston, whoever you are, L. Livingston, who probably doesn't follow me anymore. I said that reviewers who don't show their charts or don't have their hearing tested may just want to be more careful, or I said it in a more harsh way. But the idea is that, how do I know what you hear? How can I trust what you're saying if I don't really know what the reference is? So I'm getting my references put together because I believe it's valuable in terms of these things. I want to know it for me, but I also want to share it for legitimizing my phrasing, like legitimizing what I'm going to tell you. If I say that I'm reviewing these SVS speakers and they have this and this at a mid-range, or this and this at a whatever, then I need to show you in good faith that, you know, I know what I'm talking about. I showed how my room measures, how my ears measure, how, you know, maybe somebody else has measured the speakers on a Clipple, like Aaron's Audio Corner. Then we can compare and contrast all of the differences, and I can give a better full picture of what they sound like in different environments, including how my ears perceive them, right? I feel like that's valuable. I think that a lot more people should give those charts, have them available on a media or something like that. Like maybe the intro to my videos that I edit will be my hearing chart. Maybe if I just put my hearing chart at the beginning of the video and be like, welcome back, and here's what my chart looks like this week. But, you know, I can't get my hearing done every week. So, anyways, I'm going to get out of here. This is almost 1 hour live. Thank you for those who have joined and watched. I appreciate all the comments and questions. Jordan was here. Carmen was here. Macarona is still in the house. Horizon Home Theater. Scotty at Audio Acoustic Engineering was here. I'm scrolling back. True Voice of Reason, of course, not missing out. Hope your week gets better. Big Boy Banana Man, who's got the best name on YouTube. Thank you for joining and watching today. That's fucking hilarious. Who else was in the chat today? Jordan B, I said that already. And right up at the beginning, we had F Being, and Amphitron 92 was here. It's a pity your acoustic system is far from studio level. I don't know where that comment came from. Or maybe we were looking at the chart, but studio level should be flat. But that's how it is. You know, like I don't have DSP and amps and everything controlling the environment in here. And I didn't spend, you know, $100,000 on the acoustics in this room. Of course it doesn't look like a studio. That goes without saying. That's like, well, I got this bike at Walmart, and I'm doing, these kinds of speeds and whatever. Like, of course, you're not going to compare that to like a Ducati. It's not fair. It's not a fair example. I mean, I'm sure they're long gone now, but that's a strange sort of comparison. Like, shame, I don't know. I think it's pretty good. It sounds really awesome in here, and it's pretty easy to change overall. So, anyways, before I let that one go, thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you. It's been a week. I've got overtime tomorrow. I'm going to be getting to bed here pretty soon. It's a nightmare when you work at 6 a.m. and you have to wake up before 5 o'clock in the morning. People are going to say, yeah, try farming. No, I just support the farmers, and thank you if you do farming, if you're out there anywhere. I'm sure farmers listen to music too, maybe, if they're not really, really busy. But shout out to farmers all around the world. Farmers are the ones who keep you fed, and don't take it for granted. We need them. We need the soil. We need good food. Eat better. And for God's sakes, don't vote for the Democrats. I'm just kidding. Did I say something too soon? I'm just playing. You can do whatever you want. You're a free person, free thinking, free choosing, whatever. I'm just being superfluous. So anyways, thank you very much for joining and watching today, for supporting, for showing love. I hope that you enjoy the rest of the week, the weekend. Happy Friday to my friends. I'll see you all in the future. Cheers to you. Thanks for joining. I'm going to get out of here and listen to a little bit of music before it gets late, and that's it for me. So join me next time. Watch my past content. Look for what's new in HiFi for all the details on Rendol towers. I break all that stuff down. Also, check the old videos for sleep token sound demos. Those are in my past videos. There's lots of stuff. I have like 300 videos or something from the last 4 years, which isn't a lot, but I wasn't doing a lot of videos up until last year. So I've really only done a lot of videos in the last year. So anyways, thanks for being here, everyone. I say it again and again and again. I'll see you in the next videos. So have a good weekend. Take it easy. Whatever else I'm going to say. If I don't shut up, I'll keep going forever. All right. Bye, everyone.